And welcome back. Thank you for joining us for the Americas portion of the broadcast. This is the after hours, so slip yourself an after 8 mint and get ready for what is going to be a glorious day of games ahead for all of our NA audience. Sue.
Hell yeah, got plenty of games to come up. We can get to see shortly, is br1ck going to get himself 2 wins?
Another win, maybe. Maybe.
It is possible.
It could very well
Anything can happen at the moment.
Well, it's North America. Literally anything can happen.
Yeah.
We have had upsets. We have had just, the most jazzy games that can possibly occur.
Yesterday was crazy as well. I mean, Waz beating Chain, was very surprised by that.
That was a shocker.
Yeah. Dahang taking a sort of a map at the end versus Rafa after he'd been getting beaten into a pulp for 2 maps straight. And it just came out with this fantastic Strot game right at the end. It was just spectacular. But it starts a bit differently than that because we've got Sib and br1ck to set things off, and they are 1 apiece against their direct matchups.
That is very true. Let's have a look where they stand in the standings for North America as well, so we can delve a bit deeper into the Americas overall.
While Rafa not really at risk at the moment, he is many points ahead. I believe Dahang might maybe on a bye week at the moment. I'll have to just recheck my facts on that one. Sib and br1ck down at the bottom looking to get some points. Chain in 8th, but he is tied with Dramis and Effortless. So there's definitely a furious fight going on between those guys. Nosfer does find himself up in 5th place. Saigib has shot up when he was previously on 8th before the start of last night. And Waz up at 3rd, man.
Crazy stuff. That is the shocker. The fact that Waz has been able to climb oh so high. We also had Dramis putting up a very good fight yesterday as well, looking actually pretty darn good on the server, Sue.
Dramis is someone who's been coming into form incredibly well. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to continue doing, and another night, another chance to continue proving yourself.
It is another day.
Every time you're in the arena.
And we've got 4 fantastic games for you today as well. Let's have a look at today's schedule. As you can see, starting us off, as you said, Sib versus br1ck. A timeless classic at this point.
Yeah, indeed. It's always fun to watch these guys go at it and to see who's going to get the better of each other. What's definitely wrong because Dahang is in there. He's going to be playing versus Effortless. So normally you have like 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4 and so on because you play the person closest to you. But the thing is, if it's 1 versus 2 and you remain that way, you've just played each other, then you can't play each other twice on the trot. That's the whole point. So there's some like flexibility and leeway to spice up the kind of different matches that you can get a bit. Rafa versus Waz is the last match of the night. Waz has got a bit of a task for himself over here. He had a great set of games yesterday. I think I saw Waz playing better than I've ever seen him play, but he's got Rafa.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can play like an absolute demon one day, but the day you get the draw versus Rafa, you're going to need to be a double demon. That is the only way you physically beat him, because this man is a Doomslayer.
Yeah, I'm really curious about the Dramis Chain game, actually, because Chain to me seemed a little bit off. I'm wondering if Dramis can maybe get a surprise victory in that.
Yeah?
Possibly. Maybe.
Maybe so. Maybe so. But we'll come into that. Of course, that is going to be our second matchup of the day. But let's reel it back and stick close in the present. A game that is always a lovely present because, you know what, br1ck, I would do anything to unwrap that man and have him just running rampant because he is wonderful to watch for the most part,
Absolutely. There's a little bit of, I'd say, what's the best way I can put it? He needs to tame himself a little bit.
Right.
I think he makes some good decisions, but sometimes he's almost over-disciplined and he doesn't really go for it when he needs to. And sometimes he goes all out. He's got good mechanical skills, but it's in a situation where he doesn't really command for it. So if he can kind of like settle himself down and iron off those kind of creases, then he is looking in great shape. And he's got the sort of buzz that he's been aiming for that victory for so long. He's managed to find it, so I think he's on a bit of an up at the moment.
Yeah, he did also drop a br1ck is free in chat as well, which much respect to that. I was a big fan. But his opponent in Sib, a man that is really playing a bit of the villain role, the heel, if you will, as he's been, trying to show that he can be the top dog whilst also being a bad boy on the server.
No, he absolutely loves it. He actually didn't have a bad game against Saigib yesterday. I think he gave a good account of himself. But his highs has definitely been getting that map victory off Dahang, which I think surprised a lot of people. But his lows was the Effortless game, where Effortless absolutely ground him into a pulp on a couple of maps. but he's got a chance here to maybe seek some recent revenge against his foe br1ck, where they've got a couple of recent matchups.
Yeah, they have played against each other multiple times at this point, and something that we do normally stress is the fact that br1ck's strengths didn't originally lie in duel. He's someone that has a lot of experience inside of Quake, and those translations, well, that they do actually translate into his duel play style, but you can see the fact now he's actually had more and more time to focus on it. He's getting better and better.
He's actually a QuakeCon winner in CTF. You know, he holds some very high accolades, and I think when we do go into sort of dual focus segment, you kind of sometimes forget about those achievements that some of these players have. br1ck is just an absolute natural when it comes to Quake. He's got a beautiful style. He has a very strange seating position. I wish I could like describe it with ease.
Okay.
But you know how we're sat at the desk here, you play
right
like that, right? You sometimes get the Russian style in the Quake where you play with the keyboard on your lap and stuff.
Because there never used to be enough space at LAN.
Yeah. And sometimes people put like the keyboard to the side basically, and they're playing
with it. I play with mine like that.
Yeah, I can't do that. That hurts me. But I've never really played at LAN.
So how does
probably
br1ck
casting them. So he kind of like sits on the sort of corner of a table. And he plays with the keyboard in his lap, but he also has like an open space above it, so it's just weird. So he kind of plays. So sorry, I'm gonna like look away from here.
Give us the demonstration.
So like the mouse pad will be kind of here, and he'll play, and like the monitor will be there, but there'll be no space. The table will finish here, like where it is.
So you're saying that he just has no desk in front of him?
Yeah.
So he doesn't want anything in front of him?
Yeah.
So he'll just have the monitor there and then like open space?
Yeah, exactly. So like it won't be like total open space. He'll have a tiny lean in on the right leg.
Yeah.
And then most of it is just total open space if the monitor's up there, and he's kind of just with the elbow on the desk and going for it.
That's so weird. So is he just not like this arm being on like a desk or anything?
I don't know why exactly. I guess a lot of people have their home setups and they kind of like naturally emerges that way. But the thing that's really weird is because when he plays at finals and stuff at QuakeCon, you've got the monitors behind, and he sits like this. He can just like see there, so they've got to make like this special preparation for him. So that, yeah, exactly. So he's the bane of producers' lives at LAN events, but
one of a kind. br1ck. We do love him though. We do bloody love him. But let's have a look at the vetoes and see how things are shaping up here between br1ck and Sib.
Let's take a look. Corrupted Keep, we've got a Galena and Doom. That's actually a very interesting matchup, to be fair. I can't read in too much to it. We're getting the kind of the big dogs out here. We've got Eisen also being played. Loving the champions that br1ck's bringing in maps 1 and 2. Range is always an interesting one. We saw an immense performance by Rafa yesterday on Vale, so I can certainly see Ranger being played to a high level. Then Molten Falls, again, it always seems to get spicy on Molten. We're getting the Anarchy out. We're getting Strog out. br1ck managed to win last time versus Sib on Molten on the third map with an Anarchy, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I'm wondering if he's going to be able to do it again. I don't believe he did that versus a Strog, though. I think he did that versus Sib's Nyx, if I remember correctly, but Nyx has been banned out now. So, Corrupted Vale, Molten. Yeah, from this... Right, you always make me predict first,
I'll open up with this. Corrupted Keep goes the way of br1ck, then it's a straight 2-0 after that. Corrupted Keep, goes the way of Sib, then it's a straight 2-0 for br1ck after that. I think he wins it on the Eisen, I think he takes it on the Anarchy. I think Sib does come in strong with the Galena pick, though, to kick things off.
I see it. I can see it.
You see my thought process?
One thing that's definitely not going to happen, touch wood.
Go on.
There's definitely not going to be a 3-0 to anybody.
No, this is a 2-1
There's
no matter what.
possible way. Don't quote us, by the way.
But we do say that. We say that quite often at this point.
Yeah.
There is no way
no possible
that Waz can win this 3-0. He's won it 3-0, my bad.
No, but seriously, these guys are pretty tight in skill level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other reasons why it won't be a 3-0. I just can't think of them at the moment. It basically is not going to be a 3-0. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I'll do anything if it's not a 3-0, because I'm just setting myself up for even more failure.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to put myself out there.
Oh, what if it's not a 3-0? I'll pick your shirt for next week.
I'm okay with that. Actually, I don't know if I'm okay with that.
We'll go shopping. We'll figure something out. But it looks like we are ready to make a checkout on this one, as we are at the till. We're ready. You've got the basket. You've got br1ck in there. You've got Sib in there. I'm like, all right, well, that's going to be a banger. Let's start it off with map 1.
Let's do it. Are we ready? Are we do it?
I think we're ready.
Okay.
Soon. Calm down. All right. There's a bit of a.
You're coming.
There's a bit of a queue.
Working?
There's a bit of a queue at the till.
Oh,
right?
I see.
You know, you got to wait.
We're gonna go to the self-checkout though. That's
to be fair, that would probably be a better strategy.
I absolutely hate that.
What?
I have to have a human serving me.
You don't like self-checkouts?
Not really.
Why not?
Because it's just disastrous, right? I feel like it's wrong.
Are you scared of robots?
If I've more than one item, yes.
My goodness.
Anyway.
Well, let's kick it off. Hopefully with only 2 items in play. Ascent br1ck, and of course, Sib.
Well, we're with br1ck to begin with. Looking to get that early MG damage. There's a totem nearby. He didn't quite spot out exactly where it was, but it's no big deal at all at the moment. And he hasn't quite got the LG. Can he get any punish in over here? Because Sib is nearby, hasn't quite sensed where he is. Ooh. And that'll be LG for Sib, but he's now the one in a slightly precarious place, and it's a very good weapon choice at the moment for br1ck. And he's landing some damage, given the sort of slightly disadvantageous position. Sib is falling. I mean, he's in trouble. If br1ck doesn't get the kill here, I won't know what to do with myself. I think he's got to go fast as well, though. Oh, he'll be allowed it. Sib tries to escape, get away, won't be happening. br1ck gets off to a great start and has full control of the map. That's pretty brutal now for Sib.
Yeah, this is a great way to kick things off. He's already back in as well, looking to try and carry on off the back of his strong start. 5 seconds until the Mega comes up. br1ck should be able to get it uncontested here, you'd imagine, if he wants to just go for the drop down, but he is being peppered by bullets from the MG. They're both going to battle over it so tightly. Sib steals it away and also claims a frag.
That totem hurt quite a lot in the end. Oh my god, he's going back in for the rockets. He's got him down in towards the lava. br1ck is so low on life. They're both so low, but the heavy machine gun going to secure the kill for Sib to take the lead.
That was really quite close. Quite an awkward fight between the both of them there. Sib putting himself into a better position. He's dropping the totems when he can as well. Zoo already got 1 down at this point. Looks to try and do some damage though. Fully committed. Drops down. That's the Mega spawning in at a nice time for him to be able to claim it. Denies the light pickup as well, so br1ck can't start to bolster his defenses. Sib is the one that is in the driving seat now.
It's a big shame, I think, for br1ck to have had such a great start and not be able to convert that control onwards a bit. But he's got to really look past it more than me and see if he's able to challenge for these items or at least do some good damage on it. His rockets have actually been pretty good so far, and so is his HMG. So I kind of want to see more with that. But now, since he hasn't got out already, he's committed to the fight. The damage isn't terrible, but Sib is about to stack up on a hell of a lot more. He's got 2 totems up, there's about to be a 3rd. And br1ck, he's got rockets, might as well just get yourself LG.
Overstack comes up.
I respect that he didn't go for LG. HMG, he's got a better escape there. That's actually quite disciplined, and I think a couple of weeks ago br1ck probably would have gone for LG then.
I think br1ck has been developing so much over the course of the QPL. Like, you've seen the change in his playstyle, but also the fact that he's been looking a lot more confident in fights that he's gone for. Because he does have the aim to back it up. We know that for a fact.
Sib looking to close out another. He'll be successful in doing so. Has invested a decent amount into it, but right back afterwards, he's got himself the light and then the heavy, and is back to square one. br1ck is, going to be climbing a mountain to get Sib out of control over here. And he's got to sort out these totems a little bit. I think he did just manage to kill off 2, though.
Sib. He's still going to have them in play and being close to getting that 3rd up as well, because the hourglasses have been picked up. He's 10 seconds away from having an overstack on the cards whenever he wants it. I did feel like this would be a map in his favour, especially with Galena. He's shown how effective he can be with this champ, and he's going to start to give us a 101 of that as well. Goes in. Nice damage from br1ck at least to try and soften up Sib, but that's where the overstack comes out. Luckily, annihilates that totem quickly, barely missing as the shots are coming up through the floorboards, but it'll be the lightning gun that is the difference maker.
Sib's been so effective with his totems. br1ck needs to pay more attention to this. And he needs to be careful jumping into these fights. He has to get that mid-range damage a little bit more accurate and not just jump straight in for the close range. Got heavy again. Sib's had full control now for 3 minutes. And his frags just haven't been punished enough yet. br1ck's got a good chance to get some decent LG damage down. His accuracy is solid right there, but he's not going to be able to drop for the mega health in time. So Sib gets low, gets an item, and he gets back into full control essentially because br1ck is quite far away.
Sib firing off so many warning shots there, trying to stop br1ck from gaining any momentum. He's already found 7 frags. This is getting worrying because it's quite a big bloated lead he's got in terms of the frags already. And we're not even past the 5-minute mark, so this is where it really starts to get rough, especially if he gets another and brings it up to a total tally of 8, as br1ck, around 40 HP there, going to be slain by the HMG.
Super convincing right now. Super convincing. Good rockets. Looks to try and flick up for a midi, but won't be there for him. br1ck's now finally getting himself into a good position to block off the heavy armor, so he'll be able to secure this. How aggressive is Sib going to be? Not too aggressive. He's got minimal stack, but I like that he's trying to zone out on these exits. This light would look so good on him, but he won't pick it up. Gets great rocket damage though. Mega health is on. br1ck's now on 25 points of health and struggling to find a way to push through.
Oh. Sib opens up. Once again, 9 kills now. Getting very close to the double digits. The rocket will come around the corner, at least slow him down, but he's got the overstack, and now he can afford to get audacious if he wants to. He can fight wherever he wants on his own terms, charging in. The turrets, the totems are all going to stay up as well. br1ck has no chance of picking them off at this point. And Sib, he doesn't even really need to fight if he doesn't want to. He's in a commanding area.
I hope that br1ck heard the mega spawn. He needs to get himself timings of both of them solidly. Unfortunately, he's walking into a lot of damage. He's doing it very hastily, not checking the angle first. He walks in and then realizes he's taking loads and loads of damage. 3.5 minutes to make back 10 kills. Doable, but I haven't seen the ingredients necessary from him to feel like he's going to do it. Oh, these rockets are good though. That's more like it. And there is a mega health up. So there's a chance to start something here.
br1ck.
Gotta kill these totems, dude. You really gotta kill these.
Trying to find himself a follow-up frag here off the back of his first. The initiation was nice, and he does actually clutch it out in the end. Very awkward, though, of a fight, leaving him with 33 HP now after he finds one of those smaller bubbles. 7 minutes, rather, through the clock. So it's not looking too great in terms of the timing here, Zoo. He's going to try to get back into this. It has to be constant frags.
There's another totem. You've seen another totem. Kill the totem. Uncle Zoot's going to get upset otherwise.
You don't want to make Uncle Zoot angry.
Oh, there is a totem there. He'll take that one down. Rocket jump up. Got the shotgun.
Ooh.
Love the style on that. He's running low on other ammunition. He just misses that little jump across where he maybe could have punished Sib a little more.
He's starting to run out of time, though. He's putting himself in such a precarious position. Even with the read, spots out Sib, gets the adjustment off as he steals away the mega. Goes for a bit of armor as well to give him some kind of defense. But this is really a struggle here now, Zoo.
There we go.
That's one.
Whoa, a lot of damage actually from both players. HMG is a good weapon to have out as he's short on LG ammo. Did a little blip on his jump there. But we've got Mega and this is it. This is the last push. Last push to try and close up the scoreline a bit. And Sib is hiding down lower bounce pad. I don't think br1ck is going to find this immediately. Well, it doesn't have to because there's been a jump up. Face tanks to totem, that's no big deal. Just get close. You've got to go. You've got to take every single risk you possibly can.
Oh, Sib's delaying him so much, though. He's being able to keep his distance so well that br1ck just has no time.
You've got to go, br1ck, man. It doesn't matter about the heavy and all that. It just, if it's a 1% chance, that's good.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Soup.
Oh, that's almost a shame because he kind of pushed him through the window there, and I don't think he would have gone through otherwise.
finally gets another frag on the board there as he will put Sib down, but it's too little too late really in the grand scheme of things, as it's a 10-3 scoreline. It's just not recoverable really. br1ck with the warning rockets, looking to try and at least get some kind of a prediction off here, just bouncing around the map, realizing that his fate is probably sealed on the opening map. This does set up well though for Sib to open up the series quite nicely. Also going to come in strong with the nail gun and leave br1ck stuck to the wall.
Thought he was going to get a nice little mid-air just then.
Oh no, no!
Oh, that's cruel. Really cruel. But deserved at the same time. Sib earned that.
You'll need a cold shower after this match.
Yeah, I mean, overall seemed fairly straightforward for Sib. br1ck, he had a great start to the map. It couldn't have been much better in the opening 30 seconds, but full control disappeared, you know, within a blink.
Yeah.
And then Sib was just strong at keeping a hold of it. I think br1ck went into a few fights a little bit too heavy-handed, kind of like I described a little bit earlier on, that sometimes he does it when he needs to just, you know, hold, keep mid-range, back off just a second, and maybe do a little double peek of some sort.
Yeah.
And whereas br1ck kind of just goes straight in. It's a very much like team game way of fighting, because you just get involved. All you're doing is, it's going to happen again, is you're just getting stuck into the fights as soon as possible so you can be supporting your teammates essentially. And it feels like old habits die hard, right?
No, they definitely do. He did put up a good fight in the opener on this one, but just couldn't go through to really stop the absolute massacre that was being really delivered to him by Sib. Sib, frag in, frag out, was able to do so much damage and take the pace of the game commandingly. Sib, it's a great start for him, but can he carry that on? That's the question mark in my mind. Looking at the vetoes we had, I assume this probably would be a win on the Galena pick there for Sib, and then br1ck would be able to start to come back into it. Although, I'm not sure if br1ck looked individually as strong as we've seen him on some of the previous days, but that could be a case of just Sib having complete control that entire time.
True, but you did say Sib was going to win this map.
Oh yeah, I thought he'd win with a Galena pick. I thought br1ck would come in for the next two.
And, you know, that hasn't panned out yet. I'm not, like, I agree with everything you said at the beginning, but the way that br1ck's played on Corrupted Keep, I'm not entirely convinced that that's going to happen in the following maps.
Yeah.
But you never know, like, we've seen these wild changes from one map to another. And again, I go back to those examples of, say, dahang and Rafa. It can swing that way, and suddenly you get to a map where things are just so much more comfortable. And normally I see that happening with Sib, where he was having a bit of difficulty with Saiga yesterday, then they get over to Molten Falls, and all of a sudden on Molten Falls, Sib is hyper comfortable. And I think br1ck is actually very comfortable on that map too, which is why we usually end up getting really fun games between them there. But we'll have to see. br1ck can go over to his map and see what we can make of it.
Yeah, it is rough as well that he did actually get the gauntlet kill off, because
yeah, that one hurts pretty bad.
That does.
But you know what? It probably doesn't hurt as bad as getting killed by a turret.
No, no, that's true.
It could be worse at the same time, and I believe that Eisen will be used by br1ck. Might be wrong on that. So that's probably the best thing that could happen to him, because he can avoid all possibilities of that.
Unless his own turret kills him, which, you know, that
if that happens,
that really would be a storyline.
I would lose my mind. Hello, Dramus and Chain.
Just teasing you for something a little bit later on there with that one, but we're back in as we're ready to carry on. Of course, br1ck and Sib already kicking it off with a bit of action, some lightning being cast around.
Yeah, let's see what now. br1ck doesn't go too hard into that. Stays tame a bit. Eventually gets the rockets later, and now has the trifecta.
br1ck, railgun comes out to play as he looks to potentially put a bit of a stamp onto Sib, but not really given much of a chance just yet. He's keeping his distance, near misses every time, just by a fibre of hair, slightly missing as he looks to try and singe down. That one connects though, and that will leave a bit of a bad taste in the mouth of Sib. Luckily, locates the Mega to be able to give himself an extra bit of health to play with. The sustain going back up. We're close to hitting the minute mark already though, and no frags have been found for either of our two combatants in this arena.
Very still all of a sudden for br1ck. Oh, there's a turret. Can help out a little. I thought he flicked that rail, but there was no chance. Oh, the rocket's nasty! Sib gets to follow up. He gets a choice of major items too. br1ck is going to be able to make it onto that heavy, but it's some really fantastic rails that we're getting from Sib at the moment. br1ck will stay at 100-100. He's definitely got a chance to get back into this one. Oof, just pulling away from the angle at the wrong time. br1ck has got something to say about those rails. Is he going to get himself 2 in a row? Just orbs out of the way in the nick of time, but br1ck continues to string them together. That's what we need to see from him. But he is weak for the time being.
That was a nice frag, though. That's a good way to warm up those wrist muscles when you flick in like that. Tries to go for a nice up shot there on the vertical as well. Couldn't actually connect it. Instead, sticks to his guns with a rocket out, ready to rumble if Sib is going to come past him. Timing doesn't work out too well there. Oh, but the fadeaway shot.
That angle was spicy, man. Well, that's one of the best rails I've seen. I love that angle. He keeps hitting the man. He's going with the LG. Almost gets himself another. Chasing through the teleporters a bit too much, but I love the acrobatics of getting Sib's return fire. We are seeing some insta-gib skills coming out at the moment.
Uh-oh. No idea of his location. The Dire Orb's going to come out from Sib. He'll smash his way through that turret as he goes in, looking like a bit of a repairman. Oh, has the rail out ready. The peak will come around, but he isn't really given much of an opportunity to actually do any damage back onto br1ck here, as instead he just navigates around.
Sib's up a little bit late onto the heavy. Chance for some big rockets from br1ck. He has the initial shot, but not too much to follow up. Oh, br1ck flies right over. Sib will take his time trying to get himself over to the Mega Health. Almost gets punished hard on the grates below. And look at that. Gets the collateral rail through the turret. 2 frags advantage for him. And Vale is starting to get pretty interesting now.
The thing is, it's crazy they're actually able to hit so many of these disgusting rails as well. When a map like this is so close quarters the entire time, you don't have that many angles to hit rails, but they're still making it work somehow.
And they're really hard shots to hit. That was tasty. We're getting a bit of everything here. br1ck does manage to heal up with a Mega Health, but it's a shame to use the Mega to get back to starting stack. br1ck here's where he is. Realizes has a bit of a moment to get himself that light in rail room. But there needs to be some reconvening over at heavy. br1ck is down below, looking for some punishing shots. Sib doesn't do too badly at all with his own LG, but he misses his jump. Can br1ck punish at all himself? And it keeps on being Sib hitting the rails. Looks for a 270-degree vertical rocket. But no, sir, not in this instance. br1ck, can he slow him down? Oh my god, one more rail shot. He has a small glimmer of hope for it. But he needs to back off. br1ck's been playing with 30 HP for what feels like a while. We have heavy up shortly.
Sib bouncing his way around, looking for another frag of the ball here. 2 rockets left to not actually that much LG or rail either. So this could actually change his plane into this, but instead it's the Dire Orb frag that comes through as they both bounce in at the same time, fighting over it. Oh, Zoot.
What a mess here. And br1ck again low. This is a good chance for Sib to just persevere. Extend his lead a little bit. br1ck trapped up here, still trying to get these miracle rails out, but there's such tight angles to hit. And at some point, you're going to have to switch from the railgun. Sib's stack's going Super Saiyan, but all of a sudden, we've got more rails from br1ck. It never ends. The amount of rails that have been fired in the first 5 minutes between the 2 players. Oh, there's a turret! No!
Oh, no!
You open the door and surprise!
Oh, God, just R2-D2 on the other side, biting at your legs. That's outrageous.
He's a whippersnapper.
I can't believe that. The fact he died by the suicide zone. Alright. That's enough of that. Come on. Tone it down.
That was gruesome. I was gone full Alien versus Predator.
They're coming out of the inside, man. It's like they're coming out of the goddamn walls, but they're coming out from inside of you. Sib looking to try and make some more insides on the outside, and he's going to do just that very easily as he finds the flick up with the rail and takes out the turret. Sib looking quite strong and dominant right now.
What is this game? What is actually happening? This is the most ludicrous shots ever that are going on. The best combos. It's fun for the whole family right here.
Come down to a cent, br1ck versus Sib. This Tuesday. Oh no, the little love tap there. It's like
I love the rocket. It's the rocket jump, but it's the biggest no you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Well, the only big one is if you just a little blip rocket in his face at the top of the apex of the jump.
So rough.
That hurts br1ck so much because he invested like 50 health into doing the rocket jump, 90 damage on him. Kind of puts him out of contest for a while. Oh, looking for the spicy mid-air. He's still hitting these crazy rails though. Sib's rail has been pretty on, I'd say.
Oh, the dire orb. He was trying to make it free. Boom. But instead, it will just be the rocket to take him down. That's a br1ck pancake on the floor.
And this is Sib just going to keep that high position. Having an excellent game versus an Eisen. I've understood why br1ck has gotten killed by turrets so much. It's because I don't think he's mastered the Eisen himself yet. So I think if it was the other way around, right. I reckon br1ck possibly could have kept it a bit closer.
So you feel like you have to become the Eisen to defeat the Eisen?
I think so. In a way. But you know what? The more he's playing it, I reckon the more effective he'll be with it. Right. Well, sorry, the more he plays against it, the more effective he'll be playing with it, and the more he plays it, the more effective he'll be... Wait. I've confused myself. Well, I think you guys know what I'm trying to say.
Welcome to the Americas portion of the show, where Zook loses his mind.
We've been casting a lot this weekend.
8 minutes in here. 7-2 being the score. Sib just looking dominant into this one. He really hasn't had that many mistakes made. br1ck, though, if he has any opportunity of starting to resurge, it has to be right now.
Sib didn't even go for the bait. He's just there, slow playing it. Like a beast. Go for it. Oh, that's what I want to see. This isn't over yet. This is not over.
He's got so much more to do, though, Zoot. It's really going to be quite a rough ride.
He needs to ride these rotations as soon as possible. Like right now. Get over to heavy. He's got a little bit of information from the turret if that's going to meet anything. Oh, but he realizes this is a good little trap, quite possibly. Sib's very low. He's going to keep having to chase. Turret doing so much. He's out of rails though, which he's got to notice. Those clicks. We might. Yep, we got the click. Right on command. Just keep going. Don't wait for the mega health. Go, 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 go.
We do need to fight. That's the one thing. br1ck, it feels like sometimes he doesn't just want to push and try and go for an awkward fight when he just kind of needs to, especially at this point into the game. Actually should be able to get another kill at the very least, though. That's 5-7. He's still got 50 seconds. He needs to get 2 more kills. It is doable, but it is not going to be easy.
It absolutely won't be easy at all. And there's no orb, though, for Sib, and he's just spotted where he is. He's got all the weapons that he needs. Oh, this is tricky, though, now. 84 health. Sib looking for rockets on the exit. There's a wall for the heavy. He's got to take a risk somehow, though. Sib's going to stay there and kill as much time as he possibly can. It's still a good rail shot. Sib can take one more, though, before going down. And that's going to slam him on the teleporter exit. So that will be game there, but br1ck making a valiant effort at coming back into this one. Oh my god, what a direct shot.
He tried his hardest there to get back into the game. Unfortunately, at this point, he is going to be dead in the water. Sib still getting more frags as well, as he will end it with a 9-5 scoreline, closing down our second map here and 2-0ing the series.
I just want to see the rail stats here, just how many rails were fired. Because I feel like there was a lot of rails fired between them. 46 rails and 42. That's almost 100 rails fired between them on this map. That's a decent chunk. And both of them hitting superb accuracies. And just 12 damage between them on that weapon alone. So, yeah, crazy rail game. But you see a big difference there in damage is on the rockets. About almost 1,000 damage, I think. I quickly glanced at that at the end. Well played to Sib, though. Just had that long extended period of just control. Being able to get all the fruits of his labor and harvesting the map off everything available to him, and br1ck just coming in a little bit late. It was a great attempt at the comeback, but just didn't really give himself enough chance.
It felt like there was a couple of scenarios where maybe if he would have just really risked it for a biscuit and run the chance that he was going to lose and just fought, he might have got it a bit closer, but he does seem to take his time in a lot of those sort of close sudden death scenarios. Fair play to him, though. You know what? There was a good period there on that last 30 seconds. He could have actually been able to bring it back and forced it out, but it didn't go down that way. Sib looking devilishly good right now over the 2 maps we've seen.
Yeah, definitely. His aim has been pretty on point. Honestly, it's the control game. The control game's done everything for him. Love that orb kill, by the way. And I'm still kind of buzzing from the rail that we got that highlight of earlier. There's some seriously highlight stuff going on in this game. Right, we have some spectacular kills going on. So both of these guys are giving us an absolute treat. But we do have one more map between us, and it's going to be, I believe, a Strog versus Anarchy on Molten Falls. What a way to close out. It's a shame that we don't get it to do it the tiebreaker, but it is important for br1ck to secure some points. Yeah. Really, really important, because otherwise Sib is going to shoot up.
Oh yeah, if Sib takes this on a 3-0, br1ck is going to be left in the dust in such an awkward position, still really bottom feeding at the very lower echelons of the overall leaderboards. Whereas for Sib, this is going to be him riding his way at least towards the top end of the mid of the pack.
Yeah, and that's pretty big news for Sib. It means it puts him a bit of a safety net, not like a huge safety net, but a somewhat sizable safety net for him going into the last 3 weeks of the season. We've got weeks 8, 9, and 10 left, and we're then looking at the dawn of Luca. Then it's it's getting so close.
It is crazy how quickly things have gone. It's absolutely flown by so far.
It really has. It really has. I can't believe it. I basically blinked. I remember saying, it feels like a day ago I was saying, these points could be anything happening this season. Now we're actually getting there. So I'm buzzing because the matchups then get more and more intense. And I'll give a quick shout out to the challenges, which are also going through the kind of same phase at the moment, where we've got through a whole load of challenges where points are accumulating, and now the tensions are ramping up even more when these matches gain more significance.
Travis and Chain back again, of course. But here we are, ready to kick it off with what will be the third and final map, the decider between br1ck and Sib.
Yeah, we start with Sib, who's been pretty spectacular so far. He's going to be starting on Mega Health side of the map, and just kind of listening out to see what might br1ck be up to. Very keen to see what we'll get from br1ck too, as we tend to see Sib's Anarchy. Bye Pika. That's a small sigh of relief for br1ck, as the Pika can... Well, we've seen lots of Pika-related incidents today. That's a lot of damage, though. I'd like to see br1ck be pretty aggressive soon. After this Mega Health, I'd like him to just go nuts.
Sib lurking around with a rail ready to rumble. Goes for the pickup there towards the armor. Doesn't actually catch a glimpse of br1ck. Oh, br1ck flying towards him. They're going to have a fight on the stairs. Don't get pushed down those. That can't be good for your back. Instead, it'll be the lightning gun that will do the damage, eliminating Sib and getting the opener on the board for br1ck. Follow-up rockets are really elegant as well, as they cast in, smashing their way through Sib, leaving him defenseless, as a second LG frag will be found for br1ck.
Wow, really well played. Gets the quick conversion. Couldn't have gone much better off the start, but what we've had with br1ck so far is good starts, but not necessarily any kind of follow-up with the control. But what has happened to him? He's a man possessed. 2 rails back-to-back, and he'll look to follow up, finds that it's through the teleporter. And this situation's happened before. There's a bit of spam, but it finds him on the teleporter exit. Just a little bit of patience works wonders. And that is going to get him into light, into heavy, into a nice rotation onto the Mega Health. He might not be able to pick up the Mega, but he will certainly be able to do some damage to it.
I reckon he's had 2 Weetabix in the downtime between map 2.
I mean, is that like unsporting? Is that...
Well, no, it just gets you ready for the day, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, you know, he's come back in, he's looking fresh.
Oh, Sib gets caught out again. Rail is just off, and br1ck looks like he wants to penalize him still.
Ooh. br1ck on the chase. Close to getting a rocket in the face of Sib. Instead, going to pop the injection, go back in. This could actually be the clutch play that he needed, as he will get the elimination off. And once again, strike whilst the iron's hot against Sib.
Yeah, he almost... Oh my god, that rocket's good. He needs to get out of here a little bit. Yeah, you need to health up. br1ck almost went a bit too far on that, but he gauged it incredibly well with his injection still available to him. He hasn't managed to get himself over to the Mega. Just got to be careful not to lose sight of these items. He's had 2 minutes 40 of solid control. He's now hoping to get a heavy, where he can continue to contest control. Whoa. He'll survive.
Wow. That's a connection coming across. br1ck feels the need to pop the injection there and bail on out as he'll recover himself with a small light arm. A near miss on the rail from Sib as he's shooting from quite a substantial distance.
I'd like to see br1ck going for some damage on the Mega Health. I think he may have lost track of exactly what the timing is for it, but a quick drop down towards the heavy machine gun spawn would have been nice to try and get a connection. We've got heavy up. He'll be able to get it. Punished a bit though. Not bad rockets. He's reliable around the corner, and Sib's going to use exactly that weapon to get him on the board.
Yeah, that was very, very nicely calculated by Sib. Complete understanding of how to play it, and the follow-up is even better. The slight knock into the air with a rocket and the rail to smite him. They're going to drop down and claim a free Mega as well as his prize. He has Pika in play if he wants to bust it out, but it looks like to try and slay, he's just going to carry on with the weapons he has in hand. There goes the Pika, though. Quickly dealt with.
Man, that rocket to rail was almost comical how perfect it was. The jump up from br1ck. He's feeling himself there. Had some good entry damage. It's like, yeah, I'm going to carry that right on.
Uh-oh. Not again. Sib, so low. Luckily grabs the armor. br1ck, worse for wear, will be overthrown. As the bullet glides through the air, the rocket will slump him down. And Sib will somehow come out on top in that fight.
Yeah, Sib had some resources to back up onto. br1ck thought that he was going to stay low, but it was not to be. Heavy's going to be up shortly. br1ck going to try and avoid some damage because his heavy should still be his. But Sib rightfully there to try and punish. He can't hit the rail, and there's 1 health left for him. br1ck, he has got injection now. No rail shot. Unfortunate for Sib. Honestly, if he had the starting shotgun and just spammed from very long range, could have got the kill, but it's very much you know, our fortune here as the members of the bird's eye view of this game.
4 rockets here for Sib. Railgun going to be picked up, grabs the armor as well. We're over the 5-minute mark. He's only 2 frags away from re-equalizing the situation, and br1ck is actually close by, but he's going to push himself off. We've got 7 seconds to the Mega spawns, and he's close to it if he wants to try it and go for it.
Nice push. Rocket's good, Mega's taken, but the combo is absolutely solid from Sib. He's now only a kill behind br1ck. br1ck is frantically trying to deny full 8 points from Sib. There's a long road ahead for him in this map.
Sib, LG in hand, sparks getting ready to start flying, which they will. Delivered lovely there by the railgun, and the follow-up coming out. br1ck almost put down into an early grave. He wants to make it the free railgun connection to finish him. The rocket lands though, and both of them are left within an inch of their lives on 22 HP. br1ck will bail out and start to grab some scavenged items to heal himself up.
Well, the rail will stop it in time. Could have been again some more nasty damage from him. Time to have some attention over towards the Mega. Oh my god, almost pushed off the rail. Another vertical shot there from br1ck. He keeps on hitting them. Sib finally has a response, but there's so much work done from br1ck. You'll find a couple of 25s, I think, in this room. Not sure if the light will be around. And he knows where Sib's come from on this occasion. Curious to see if br1ck can challenge on the heavy. That would be a big, big play for him.
He's got 4 rockets left here, but he has all the rails in the world. And Sib looking to try and get those heals off. 4 seconds till Mega. He also gets the rocket pickup, which is going to be very influential for him. Good land on the tag there, but br1ck is the one to eliminate him. He also gets the Mega.
He's hitting some seriously clutch rails at the moment. It's buying him a lot of opportunity. The thing is, Sib's not been doing too badly with it either. 75 damage, needs to heal up a little, has got the light armor to work with too, can actually think about pushing through. He's given away the heavy, but time to get some exit damage onto Sib, who's no longer got a Pika. He knows he's stuck here, there's nothing he can do. Sib's going to go up the bounce pad, but he's not really hit a thing. That is going to be 1 more for br1ck, 7-4, gunning down on Sib to get himself those 2 points.
It's also the fact that he has that injection up still, so if he wants to pop that soon, it will really give him the helping hand he needs. He's got the overstack that's slowly trickling down. He's going to get straight back into the fight, takes a lot of damage. That'll be the injection coming out to keep him healthy. Also grabbing the heavy, which is perfectly timed there for the spawn. And Sib bails out, doesn't want any of this.
Uh-oh. Found, locked down, no way out. And now he knows where Sib is yet again, and he's got that speed to work with. I feel like br1ck's playing this map with a bit more confidence. He didn't really seem to have as much of it, especially on map 1. It was more fake it till you make it there, and this is the real deal for him. A little flick rail to deny that Pika, but that will be 75 damage for him. He can rocket jump up if he wants to. br1ck doesn't need to.
No. Playing his card so close to his chest, but also looking like the denier right now. The denier of points for Sib. Very quick flicks, rapid weapon prioritization as he knew to get him in the air with the rockets and then finish him with a rail. Smooth transition from this smooth criminal.
Oh my god, he's still got some speed to work with. He's just staying zoomed in the whole time. LG again, he's wrapping around the entire map. Oh, unfortunately his jump will miss. There is a heavy up, but the damage has been done, Jackie.
That was very, very nice from br1ck there, actually. Well executed.
I wish he wouldn't have zoomed out, actually. That was amazing.
If he just would have kept it going the whole time. Yeah.
Just for the memes, and it's important to cater to the memes.
Well, it's 11-4. Sib living his nightmare here, where he was so close to getting a rapid abundance of points that would have pushed him into a great position in the rankings. Instead now is scrapping to barely even get through with the points that he won from this series. The 4 in total, as br1ck seems to have denied any chance of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed from br1ck that he picked himself up, didn't have his head down at all after 2 maps that didn't go his way. And he's done a great job. And he's been hitting so hard on this map. I mean, his rails have been unreal. They've been like what we've been getting from Sib in maps 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Should I say 2, because we had Corrupted Keeper at the beginning. But, you know.
It does feel like we've seen this in the past, though, when it gets to a 3rd map, even if you've been down throughout the entire series and you've been struggling, it can all change. Like, it can still change in an instant, especially on a map-by-map basis. There's so many initial nuances.
62% rail, dude. That's a lot of rail.
Wild.
And Sib got the 1, 2, 3, 4 damage with the rail too. I can respect that. I'm a fan, but 800 more damage for him. Oh no, you're absolutely right though. I feel like with the system, I possibly would have expected more 3-0s once we go to a 2-0 for a player. I felt like that 3rd map would be a bit more of a sort of guaranteed win for them. But there's always been a fight for every single map.
Well, here we are with the highlights from that series. br1ck versus Sib. Sib, he did come in strong with a lovely 2-map pickup, but br1ck was too much to handle. We got into the 3rd map here and just started going on an absolute tear. Highlight movie level frags.
Yeah, seriously, he was getting the rocket jumps out at one point. There was a moment where he was hitting just 3 or 4 rails in a row, and you could tell he was feeling himself at that point. You know, when you feel like you have that sort of... That actually was one of the best frags from Sib this entire series, I think. It was just such a good prediction. When you have that confidence and you feel like you kind of put your opponent down a little bit, you do feel more ready to kind of just go on a bit of a tirade.
Oh yeah, and that is exactly what he did. Popped off and was able to just overthrow anything that was brought to the table. br1ck definitely looking like there is so much room for improvement there, because he's been looking better every week, and we have these moments sometimes from him where we're just like, look, he's hitting these shots, the movement is on point, the decision making is outrageous. As long as we could get a bit more consistency from him, he's still such a good contender.
That could have been a pummel to rocket combo. I'm slightly disappointed in br1ck that it wasn't. It was almost there. Most devastating combo in all Quake Champions is pummel to rail, just mentally, not necessarily by damage, but that's how to assert yourself as a human. And then you actually earn the right to trash talk your opponent in any way possible then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the official passing of the torch?
I think that, yeah, that's like the proper etiquette that we have.
Wow.
If it isn't, then it really should be.
There you go. Facts by Zoot. That's another one for you. Keep that in mind. You previously taught us about Roof, and now we've learnt about this. So
yeah,
there's a whole lot of the...
It's an educational program. ...inside
of the mind of Zoot that I'm enjoying exploring. But we're going to be exploring more games here on the Americas portion of the Quake Pro League when we come back after the break.